Ready? Volume up. Here we go. Hey, everybody, welcome. Woo! All right, all right. We're coming in live. Hey, 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 hey. We're live. Don't get me to stop. Don't get me to stop. Let me tell you something. This song does something so amazing to me. As you all know, we start off every night, every interview, every session with my girl, Felicia Ross, who is the singer of Consa and a ton of different beautiful ballads. She's Haitian American. She's from West Palm Beach. And I really think that she should join us and be interviewed on the Anaya A show. What do you guys think? I think that'll be a great look for her to come on. Maybe we should reach out to her, right? I think that'll be a great look for us to reach out to that beautiful sister and get her to come on live on this platform, considering she's always being played right here on the Anaya A show. So I'm super excited about tonight. As you guys know, we have a really great show lined up for all of you. I'm so happy to introduce this brother to the community. A lot of people already know him. So thank you for tuning in wherever you are. So many people already know who this great brother is. And he is one of our leaders in the Haitian community in the creative aspect and realm, but not just with the creatives. He is actually a very brilliant doctor. And I'm going to let him tell you the story of how he goes from pharmacist, doctor by day, and creative engineer by night. It's a very fascinating situation we have going on with DJ Scripz. You might have heard him on Hot 97. He is, I think, best friends with Miss Angela Yee. He is a fighter. He is strong. He has a great history and background. And it is with my pleasure and honor to introduce him. And before we go into all of his accolades and all of the great work that he does, let me just ask you, how's everybody doing tonight? I know this is a different scheduled time for everybody, so I feel like our guests will be coming on in just a little bit. So don't worry, we're gonna save all the good stuff in for all of you in just a few. So don't worry about that. We will have Mr. Scripz on, DJ Scripz on in just a few, and he will share with you his life and the work that he does and why he does what he does when he could just be doing his doctor thing. But no, he's a creative. He shares information on his platforms about business opportunities, about how people should really follow their hearts and dreams. And he's also here to talk about, just going forward and staying positive no matter what. He is going to tell us how he stays positive, and he's going to also motivate you all. Now, speaking of motivation, tell me, everybody, how you all are doing out there in regards to this yesterday's shooting. I haven't spoken to you guys since yesterday, really. I haven't gone live since Monday, I think. I don't even think I went live on Monday, actually. So let me know how you all are doing out there. A lot of my friends have contacted me to ask me if I'm safe, if I'm doing well. I'm well. The baby and I are good. But I want to know how you all are doing at this present time because we are living in straight wicked times right now and we need a change. Wouldn't you agree? So, with that being said, we're going to wait for DJ Scripps to come on and we're going to let you all know that we are here to stay positive no matter what. And we want all of you to stay positive as well. And we have some great things coming up. So, Team ECI is not on tonight. Team ECI is not on tonight, but I hope Team ECI does watch and supports us from wherever they are this evening as we talk about business, entrepreneurship, all the great things that we need to talk about in our communities. Hey, hey, we have people watching. Thank you so much for your support. And do me a favor and share this on your platform because I know you all want to hear from this awesome DJ. He's not just a DJ, like I said, he's a doctor, he's an educator, and we want everyone to tune in and to learn more about the one and only DJ Scripps. Um, and he has such a great reputation in the community. He's working on a documentary. So, funny enough, I'm a part of his new documentary, and he is literally the producer of a documentary that went viral. His former documentary is named the POLO documentary. He's going to tell us how that came about, especially growing up in Brooklyn, New York, back in the days in the 80s and things when they used to make fun of us Haitians so bad. I actually wasn't around really for that time frame, but my aunties and my uncles were. And literally, they knew all the issues when it came to the segregation and the problems between our Black communities and all the racism that was occurring at those times. Now, he took it a step further and actually did a whole documentary on his experiences, and he's going to also talk about that this evening. I'm super excited. I am super excited that he's going to be here in just a second. He just messaged and said he'll be on in just a second. Um, and literally, we know that God is good and he will be on with us in just a second. So share this platform with all of your friends as we wait for DJ Scripps to join us live and he will tell us a whole lot more. So yesterday, let's go into yesterday a little bit because I know there's a lot of people that have been hitting me up in regards to not only the shootings, the massive shootings, and I want you guys to leave your comments. Leave your comments here. The massive shootings, Lieutenant Governor, former Senator Brian Benjamin, and so many more issues plaguing our communities. But since DJ Scripps is here, we're going to save the commentaries for later. So let us welcome DJ Scripps in the building. And let's see. Here he is. We have people watching. Leave your comments about what we were just discussing, you guys. If you guys have any commentaries about the shootings, if you have any commentaries about the lieutenant governor and him quitting. But for now, let's welcome DJ Scripps in the building.
Yes, how you doing, beautiful?
I'm good.
Just give me a second.
Okay.
I just got to my parking spot.
Okay.
I'm gonna park and then we're gonna do what we have to do.
Wow. Okay, no problem. Because I'm here for
Yeah.
you, and I know you have a very busy schedule, but I try to introduce you to the best of my abilities as a leader in the community, as a mover and a shaker, a creative designer, fashion designer, the producer of the Polo documentary, and
Absolutely.
a doctor by day.
Well, we're doing what we have to do. You know what I'm saying. So, it's a very cool thing. Just give me a few seconds for some
Okay,
strange. There's like traffic in front of me.
no problem. And we want you to focus on the road. So, do you want to come out and come back in?
Yeah, definitely. It's more important to focus on the road
Okay,
to get home safe. I'm
absolutely.
right here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm just gonna pull over and park, and then we could tap into it.
Yes. And so far, I got all your titles correct, right? But I know there's probably other hats that you wear.
Well, to be honest with you, just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Give me, give me, give me, give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Just 1 minute. We're almost there. It's crazy. It's kind of like life is very bizarre. When you have something important to do, that's when everything just want to come and try to stop.
I know. I know that's the way life is, but you got to keep going
All
forward.
right, but okay. Let me. I'm parking right now.
Okay.
Right in front of my house.
Perfect.
Ah, that's so good. Home.
Long day at work.
It's usually like that. It's usually like that. It's usually, it's just something. Well, okay. Oh, you're
Perfect. All right.
yes,
So you ready now for us?
super ready.
Super ready. Awesome. Well, again, we welcome you live here, and we already have people watching and tuning in. As you know, you are very well known in our communities, but I'm going to let you take over and really share how you do what you do, going from one entity to the next. Because, like I introduced you, you're a pharmacist by day, but by night, you turn into a super creative designer of fashion clothing producer, the creative entity behind the Polo documentary. And I think like secretly you're best friends with Angela Yee. I might be wrong, but you're always like with her and you're always on Hot 97 getting interviewed and things like that. So I know a little bit, but I need to know how this whole life of DJ Scripz started and how are things going for you now?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say thank you for having me for the second time.
Okay.
I really appreciate you putting the spotlight on me,
Of
giving me
course.
some. Yeah, how you doing? Giving me some exposure. But and everything was good. Most importantly, I would like to say thank you to my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So I came from Haiti at a very young age. I came from Haiti around when I was about 5 years old, and growing up in a Haitian household, to be honest with you, it's very magic. It's very magical. It's very tough.
It's so tough. That's the word.
It's very challenging,
Mm-hmm.
and so much asks of you in terms of discipline, in terms of
Hi, Ty.
respect, in terms of being productive.
Mm-hmm.
Because well, my Haitian parents and the Haitian parents that I know, they like to hold their heads very high, and
Correct.
they respect themselves, and they want their kids to be just like that.
Yes.
And so they work very hard to make sure we follow in their footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to say thank you to them. Thank you to my father for always being there, and he recently passed away.
Oh, sorry.
Uh, and thank you for my mother for always being a mother, and for raising me with tough love. In the beginning, I didn't understand the tough love.
Right.
was very tough.
Wait,
Very
can I
tough.
ask you, did you get beatings like I did as a child?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I got beatings. But after a while, I became slick. The thing about, if you keep getting beatings,
Yeah,
you got to develop a psychological mechanism
absolutely.
to avoid getting beatings.
So, real quick, take us to how you avoided them for those Haitian children that may be watching that are wondering how did this big, strong, brilliant man get away from it? I'm assuming you did very well in school to stay away from the
But
baton.
not quite.
Oh,
What happened is, every time I'm online,
mhm.
I see people always making comments in terms of, growing up with Haitian parents. To me, I think that's the most wonderful thing
Yeah,
ever. Even though sometimes Haitian parents, it's very hard for you to understand them, and but it's very easy at the same time. Very easy. They don't ask too much. For
yeah,
example, if they take you somewhere, be quiet.
that's it.
If they take you somewhere, don't act like a fool.
Mm-hmm,
If,
mm-hmm.
if they take you somewhere, do not embarrass them, which is same thing as acting like a fool because they don't want to be embarrassed.
Exactly.
And most importantly, do your chores. Like wash the dishes and go to school and stay respected and respect yourself, respect others,
Get good
and,
grades.
and stay clean. So and don't get in trouble because as kids you're always gonna get in trouble and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Once I figured that out, you know, you said you just made a comment. You said I was good in school. I was never good at. I mean, I just I can't say I wasn't good in school, but coming here at the age of 5 years old and wrestling, fighting with English, trying to learn English
Mm.
and doing my best to learn it, school wasn't my forte. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? It just so happened to be because that's what it is in the Haitian culture, school.
School.
So we all pretend as if we like going to school and we like school and stuff like that. In the beginning, I didn't really like it, but growing up with my dad and my mom, I had no choice.
Yes.
So how could I avoid beatings? Simple.
Mm-hmm.
I avoid getting into trouble. I became very obedient, and I act like I like school. So I was always on the table doing my homework.
Nice.
Eventually, it wasn't acting no more, so I kind of started understanding the work, and I was just flowing. And they really appreciated me, and they really liked the fact that I started taking school seriously.
I love it. I love it. And let's talk about the so you went to school, you did your thing, you got your education, and I'm pretty sure they didn't accept the entertainment side of you, the creative side of you, because you obviously are somebody who wears different hats. So how did you go from Dr. Rom one day to DJ Scripps? Because after all these years, I'm sorry. Okay, I was gonna say because even after all these years of us knowing each other, I don't think I really dug deep into that, and I'm pretty sure others want to know that same thing too.
Well, as I said, school was not my first love.
Uh
It
huh.
was my older cousin, Renard, his name is John Romulus.
Okay.
When I came here in '85, he introduced me and my brothers into the urban lifestyle, and hip hop was in the forefront.
Nice.
So immediately, I fell in love with hip hop, with the ruggedness of it, the toughness of it, the
Hmm.
creativity of it, the impulsiveness of it, and just taking something and making it your own, and the b-boy way, the lean, the talk, the ebonics. I fell in love with all of that. He introduced me to artists such as Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, LL Cool J, and all the other ones. So many, Dina Dane, Slick Rick, man, all of them.
Kangle, rest in peace, Kangle. Just hmm.
Yeah, the Sonic, all of these people. So I learned that, you know, by being introduced to hip hop by my cousin, who eventually became a mentor. So
Wow.
I always wanted to be like these guys. I used to be in front of the mirror, talking like them or practicing, trying to be like them,
Uh-huh.
trying to be smooth like Big Daddy Kane, and
Facts.
trying to be a lyricist like Rakim and stuff like that. So
Yes.
eventually, yeah, that stuck with me because I really fell deep in love with it.
I love it. I love it. And then you also went into doing movies with the Polo documentary. And I think that's when I first learned of you many years ago. And I never thought I would have a chance to meet a Haitian brother with such talent doing such great things. How did the Polo documentary start for those that may wonder as well? How did you get the ideas for that and how did you execute this brilliant, brilliant idea?
Well, what happened is, as a kid, growing up in Brooklyn, New York, during the '80s, mid '80s, all throughout the '90s, we used to get bullied a lot.
A
Haitians
lot.
get bullied a lot, and disrespected a lot. It was kind of, as a matter of fact, it was a taboo to be Haitian
Yes,
at
it
that time.
was.
It was a taboo, and so I always felt some type of way. I felt that I was not accepted. I was not wanted by urban culture.
Mm,
But the reason being is because obviously we did not speak the language in terms of Ebonics, broken English. We
we
did
weren't
not
cool.
trans.
We weren't
Yeah,
cool
we
enough.
weren't cool, and based on their
Good to
definition.
see you.
So we we had to learn how to assimilate, acclimate into urban culture.
Yes.
So once we started assimilating and becoming part of the culture, I was like, you know what? This is something I gotta talk about.
Mm,
From all the bullying, all the disrespect and all the challenge that we had to overcome, I said to myself one day, I want to write a story about this and I
mm.
want to promote it. So, growing up during that time, in urban America, you had to adapt to the fashion, the baggy clothes, the
Yep.
designer brands, the Ralph Lauren's, the Tommy
The
Hilfiger,
polos, the polos,
the
all.
yeah, the polo, the
Mm-hmm.
triple jeans, and all that stuff. So, that kind of like became part of us.
Yes.
When I graduated, college for the last time, I got my doctorate degree.
Whoop, whoop.
I felt I was like, this is good for me with school. I'm gonna start tapping into my creativity. I'm gonna start tapping into what I like doing, which
Facts.
is fashion, music, storytelling, and being creative.
Especially since
So
you got that degree for your Haitian parents. That part. That's my life too. Just we have so much in common. But go ahead, keep going.
yeah, so from that point on, because I was always, growing up, we always used to go to the parties, and I was intrigued by hip hop. I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to put music together, but I did not
Thank
know how to
you.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I became knowledgeable and I acquired wisdom along the way, I figured out how to do it. And once I started doing it, I started narrating my story here, as a, Haitian immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, I started cutting records, making music, DJing, and everything started coming to me at once. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a film about that.
Mm-hmm.
And the film just so happened to be called the Haitian Polo documentary, which is pretty much how young Haitians came here, assimilated into, urban culture, specifically Brooklyn, New York, New York City, and how we came about.
Facts.
And, I spent some time putting the film together, and I spent some money promoting the film, and now I'm up to my second film, which you are part of, which is The Influence.
Yes. I'm so excited. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Right now it's in post production, so I'm excited about that too.
Oh, so that's a new thing. We are in post production. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you when it comes to the influence. And we have comments coming in. You all keep sending in your comments for Dr. Ram, aka DJ Scripz, and we'll get to them right away. We have people watching on Instagram and Facebook. And funny enough, my old pastor from Times Square Church just wrote us in as well, and he's asking how we're doing and things of that nature. So we are doing well here, Pastor. I'm so happy that you are literally here watching tonight. And for all of you great people, keep sending in your comments, keep sending in your comments, and we will definitely answer them. And in a minute, and let's talk about the influence since you brought up the influence, which I am a part of, which I am definitely excited that I'm a part of this great movement. I got interviewed on that platform and you were in the building. I want to say sometime last year, correct? It was like last year or
Yeah,
so.
it was last year. We started putting it together. Thank
Yes.
God I bumped into you, and I like your energy. I like what you represent. So definitely,
Thank you.
I was very excited to have you as part of it. So
And
I'm
I'm
excited.
so excited because being a Haitian American and sharing similar stories, it's not every day that we get to share our experiences unless we create these platforms. And I'm so happy,
Absolutely,
right? And tell us
definitely.
how the whole platform for your new documentary, The Influence, came about. We want to know about that too.
Well, the thing is, being a filmmaker, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not an easy task.
No.
It's extremely challenging. So at first, producing the film, I did not know what I was doing. I
Okay.
had no clue. At first, my first film was kind of like a learning experience. And once I once I once I once I once I got the logistic of it,
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning I was very discouraged. I missed a lot of great opportunities, especially with Tribeca, because I have friends and relatives who know people in Tribeca. So because of me being wet behind the ears and being an inexperienced filmmaker, I did not capitalize off of that. And then in addition to the frustration the production brought me, I kind of fell back a little bit. But when the film got released and the feedback was phenomenal, the feedback was
Phenomenal.
phenomenal. Although I went through a stage of depression and I didn't want to deal with film anymore, I got myself up. I went and learned about cameras, lighting, boom mics, how to record, and what kind of
Isn't
cameras
that awesome?
how to use them and stuff like that. Um, and I'm still not prolific at it, but compared to my first film, it makes more sense to me now. So I said to myself, I'm going to continue producing film. I'm not going to let nobody stop me.
Absolutely.
And then, because I'm more of a cultural kind of guy,
Yep.
and when you producing artwork, it has to have a level of intimacy in there. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be very intimate with your audience, and
Correct.
one way of being quickly intimate is through culture.
Mm-hmm.
Because if once you see a flag, you hear people talking about your country, you hear people talking about your fellow countrymen and women, you want to tune in. You want to
Facts.
see what's going on, right?
Yep.
So, that's the lane I'm taking. And most importantly, I think it's extremely important to highlight the positive things that we are doing here because one day these information is going to be in the archives and people are going to look them up and they're going to use them
Yes.
as a researching tool.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
so that's what gave me the drive to continue to do films that are based on a cultural aspect. So that's why. And plus, it's very important. When I started doing film, my first film, I was trying to get in the industry.
Yes.
And I realized we are in the industry. Everybody's connected one way or the other.
Yes, sir.
So the most important thing you could do is continue working,
Mm-hmm.
because once you continue working, whatever it is that you have, you don't have to sweat it. If it's good, people are gonna like it.
Facts.
Once good, it cannot be denied.
Mm.
And that's just my mindset. If it's not good,
Right.
of course, nobody likes something that's not good.
Absolutely.
But if it's great, if it's prolific, if it's magnificent, people are gonna give it a chance.
Facts.
So that's my focus on creating great content.
Oh my God. And you are so good at speaking. And because we're always in a hurry when we communicate. So your words this evening have triggered so much into my soul. Like, come on now. And what you're saying makes so much sense. And that's why I wanted you to also motivate the people to keep going, sir, because you've had a few bumps in the road. Shout outs to King Willie, who's watching now, and so many other great people. Send in your comments, send in your questions for DJ Scripz. You have a superstar right here, guys. You definitely want to ask him questions because the reason I share that we need to motivate the people because you've had bumps in the road. Like you almost gave up. After your first documentary, you were probably like, this is not gonna do anything, it's not gonna go anywhere. And we hear so many stories like that, especially, yes, King Willie, especially like the Tyler Perry story, for example. And I could almost put it in the same category. Not that you're Tyler Perry or you're the Haitian version or anything of that sort, but what I mean is Tyler Perry almost gave up. And I'll never forget just listening to his story of him being homeless and him not having anything. And when he put out his platform, his play, and things of that nature, and nobody was coming out to see him. And the day he was about to give up, he looks outside the window, right, of the church, I think, where he was putting this play together. And he was so discouraged because nobody was coming. And when he looks out the window, he sees a line around the door. And that was the turning point for Tyler Perry. What was the turning point for you when you were about to give up and then you decided, no, I cannot give up?
Well, the thing is, I'm not Tyler Perry yet.
Yes,
Okay?
I
I mean,
know, I know, I know.
although I'm inspired by him,
Yes,
he's a very great director, producer, innovator, creator, and all these great things. I'm different from Tyler Perry.
absolutely,
I didn't go to school for film. My
absolutely,
my career choice is the health field. I'm a clinical pharmacist,
exactly.
specialized in community pharmacy. And when I was in school, I realized the driving force of the economy or any economy is creating business,
Yes, it
coming
is.
to business. So I studied business. I'm a trained business personnel. I'm not the smartest. I don't know everything about business. There's a whole lot of stuff about it that I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
However, being a film producer was not my business. My business
Correct.
is working in a pharmacy, working in a hospital, and giving people information about their medicine and their health and being a health professional.
Right.
However, growing up in Brooklyn, New York, having this different facets, this different way of life, all of these things that we used to do, throwing parties, making music, getting involved in fashion, buying a pair of jeans and cutting it up or shirt or whatever. These things,
Mm.
and one thing I learned in my journey in life, don't be anyone someone wants you to be. Be
Mm-hmm.
your
Be
Be that
yourself.
person that you feel that you're most comfortable with.
Mm.
That's the person you need to be. Be that person that you most happy with. Be that person that makes you happy. Be yourself. Do what makes you happy. And little by little, I realized I love fashion. I love creating. I love being me. So I just started doing films. And that's pretty much. And I started DJing. I
Yeah.
started, creating clothes. That's what I like. You
Yeah.
know, don't whatever you like. That's what you like. You cannot tell me what to like, or you cannot tell me because you like that. I have to like it too. No,
Right.
I have to like what I like. You understand what I mean? And that's
Facts.
how all these things came about.
And presently you're working on another great project, the legal
Absolutely.
dope pusher, the legal dope pusher, and I feel rich. And I think you're wearing a shirt now. I feel rich.
I feel
Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Tell us how
yeah.
those two came about, because I feel like I feel rich came before, because that's something you would just say on social media, and then it turned into a whole line of clothing, and I'm like, this man is amazing, amazing.
Yeah, the thing is, every morning I exercise, I go running at
Nice.
least 52 blocks, 60 blocks.
I love it.
And sometimes I run past the cemetery and I look at the cemetery. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of people in there.
Dead people. Yep.
I didn't want to say dead, but there's a lot of people that transition in there.
Right, you're right.
And I'm like, damn, you know what? Before I, and because I'm gonna be there also. You're gonna be there. We all
We
gonna be there.
all, yes.
So I realize if you have a passion for something, if you love something, just do it.
Just do it.
Just have fun
Mm.
with it. Because
Mm-hmm.
doing it, you don't know how influential that's gonna be. You don't know how impactful it's gonna be to someone else, to the world. Just have fun with it and just do it. As long as it's positive, just do it. I
Absolutely.
started saying I feel rich to talk to the universe. We all feel
Mm.
rich.
Yes.
When we buy a new home, we feel rich. When we buy a new car, we feel rich.
Mm.
When we go to the beauty salon and get a new do, we feel rich.
Yes.
Getting the pedicure, feeling fresh, the haircut, so and so,
Uh-huh.
buying
Uh-huh.
a picture. Yes, you feel good about yourself, and that's kind of like a feel rich moment. So
Facts.
I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna create a clothing line called I Feel Rich,
Mm.
along with Legal Dope Pusher. Legal Dope Pushers is basically my lifestyle. It's basically me and what I do.
Yes.
In terms of being a health professional,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of growing up in a neighborhood where a lot of kids were doing bad stuff, where a lot of kids were involved in a lot of negative activity.
Correct.
And growing up with Haitian parents, I could not partake in these activities.
Facts.
So I always had to stay positive, or at least look like I'm positive. So eventually, I went to school. I studied science. I have a degree in biology, bioinformatics, so on and so forth. And then eventually, I went into the health field.
Mm.
So I'm a pharmacist. So pharmacy, or when you're a pharmacist, you work in a drugstore.
Correct.
Drugs, medicine is drugs.
That's it.
Drugs, is synonymous to dope.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So other than selling dope illegally, I'm pushing it legally because that's my career.
Correct.
It's dope in the sense that it's fresh, it's fly, it's positive, it's something that I could use, or something that best to use to inspire young people to do positive things,
I'm
to
here for it.
enhance the community, to be part of the community, and to respect the community. So it has so many different layers.
I'm loving it, and it's so creative. When I saw that, I was like, "This thing is gonna take off," and it's already been featured on several different platforms. Recently, I was watching something, and I was like, "Oh my God!" There's a young lady being interviewed on some platform with millions of views.
Lip service, MTV's lip service.
Uh-huh. And this young lady had
Yeah,
your sweatshirt on.
yeah. Shout
Legal
out to
D
Laura.
Laura.
Laura had it on. Yeah,
Oh, you know who that is. Okay, perfect. Because
yeah. That's the that's we know her.
okay, good. Because I was like, oh my God, that made me feel so good because I know you. And of course, I need my sweatshirt. So don't forget me. Real quick, we have a
I got
very,
you.
yes, sir. We have a very important comment that just came in. I agree, says King Willie, specifically in today's world where everybody is judgmental and tends to have their perception of others. And I'm assuming he's talking about the work that you're doing and things of that nature. So it's a very positive feedback that he has there, that he just shared. So many people are judgmental, and with the work that you do, you go outside of the box. And when you just mentioned the graveyard, one of the things I wanted to mention is that a lot of times people pass on or transition, like you like to say, with their dreams still inside
Absolutely.
of them. And
Absolutely.
I heard a preacher many years ago that said the graveyard is full of dreams because these people never lived out their dreams.
They
They
never exercise their dream.
they were never told they could do it, and they never had confidence. And that's why I like to say you and I are on the same page. Everything I desire to do, I go for it. If I fail, oh well. But if I
Now,
succeed,
failing, one of the, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? One of the people that,
exactly. And you're gonna
one,
learn something. You're always gonna
absolutely,
learn and you're gonna grow, right?
one of, yeah, one of the fashion designers, mega fashion designer, huge fashion designer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He have his glasses on, his shades on, is Virgil Abloh, and
Yes.
he's an inspiration for me. He's pretty much similar to me in terms of his journey. He acquired engineering degree, and from the engineering degree, he went on and got his master's in architecture.
Mm.
And from the architecture, he went on. He connected with Kanye West. He was a DJ. He's a fashionista, and he did internship for Fendi, and eventually he became one of the creative directors for Louis Vuitton.
Yes.
He he created Private Vision, which is one of his line, and then he created some others, and then he created Off White,
Mm.
and from that point on, he's always been collaborating with other high fashion and high fashion designers.
Mm.
So, and he said one of the most prolific things in terms of creativity and innovation. What is the worst thing that can happen if you find yourself creating?
Mm.
People just not like what you create. Keep creating.
Keep creating.
Keep creating. Keep on creating. And
Absolutely.
eventually you're gonna get it. Keep
Yeah.
on throwing it on the wall until it sticks.
Oh, yes, yes. And one thing that inspired me many years ago, when I was, starting to write, because I'm an author as well. When I was starting to write, and you guys can take this with you for sure, I was like thinking, kind of like the same thoughts that you're having, who's gonna read my stuff? I'm just, a nobody, right? And I just kept thinking all the worst things because I was bullied growing up and I had a lot of mishaps and everything like that. And I had to continue to re-encourage myself. And then I'll never forget, I heard Robert Townsend, the comedian who had his show back in the day. Do you remember Robert Townsend, who had his own show many years ago? He said something, and that was my first time picking myself up off the floor. He said, "You're going to get 99 no's, but it's on that 100th time that you get that one yes that's worth everything."
Absolutely.
Can you believe
Absolutely.
that? He literally said that. And I think I might have been like 15 or 16 or something, very young. And I heard that and I'm like, oh, people are going to say no to me because I was always accustomed to getting the yeses at that point. But it helped me so much in my career, DJ Scripps, and for everybody that's watching tonight, because once you have a creative idea, you never know what's going to happen with it, but you have to keep trying. DJ Scripps, where can people follow you? And we have other before you say that, listen to this great comment we have coming in. Our community, thank you, Lady C04. She says our community needs more influential people to uplift our youth. I congratulate you both for providing a platform for our youth to learn that we are all capable of achieving dreams. Thank you, Lady C.
Yes, 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 you are. Me, I'm a living testimony. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
I came from Haiti at the age of 5 years old, PC head,
Mm,
not knowing how to speak English, not knowing a word of English.
a word.
Through hard work and proper guidance, I managed to finish school. I managed to acquire the doctorate degree. I managed to set up many different businesses, and most importantly, I managed to stay positive. So,
Absolutely.
growing up in urban America, one of the setback in urban America, and when I say urban America, I'm really single pointing out the ghetto. When you're in the ghetto, the thing about the ghetto is you gotta be very careful because there are many people in the ghetto who are glorifying bad habits.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
They glorify, for example, I always say this. I don't know what is so special
Mm.
about going to jail. So growing up, so a lot of people glorify coming home from jail. Or I mean, I know it's a good feeling to actually escaping prison and live in prison and coming home. But there's nothing glorifying about doing 7 years in jail, 10 years in jail. This is something that back in my time in Haiti when I was growing up, in the Caribbean too, it's something we didn't take delight in.
No.
We didn't like it.
No.
You understand what I mean? Once you go to jail, you're pretty much an outcast. Nobody want to talk to you. But
Facts.
over it's I mean, it's not good to look down on people. However, it's to me, I don't think glorifying gangsters, drug dealers, killers, people who are deteriorating and corroding our communities. These people should not be glorified. This is not even
Absolutely.
talk about. So in urban America, these people are kind of like people they put on pedestals.
Mm-hmm.
I could that's about these people because to me, this is an individual that
Yes.
was killing people in the community, destroying the community. Why am I even going to talk about that person?
Yes.
So, and I want to set a different light. It's the people that's upholding the community moral principle, positivity. These are the people that need to be talked about. You understand what I'm saying? These are the people that need to be glorified. You understand what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
You understand? So that's the thing. That's the one thing I really don't understand about urban America. Which I mean, I kind of understand it, but I don't understand it at the same time. So this is why I'm taking my approach in terms of being myself. I don't need to be someone else. I don't need to pretend to be something I'm not. To live a good life, to live a happy life, to be respected. You understand what I mean? So I'm glad she made that statement.
Absolutely, because you are a leader, you are helping the young people, and it's a beautiful thing when we have people that really see the positivity instead of the negativity. And I don't know where that mentality came from about jail and about our people being locked up being really cool, thinking that's cool,
it's
but
it's not even jail. It's like gangs. Like people respect you because you're in a gang, or they hear you this you're part of the gang, and they're glorifying this kind of culture. To me,
hmm
it's not
hmm
because to me the best gang are community leaders who come together to make sure our communities are protected.
absolutely, you
Or
are
our communities get the resources that they need to strive to make sure that the kids in our communities, have the proper guidance. That's the gang I want. You understand what I
you're
mean?
right.
I don't want no people who's, shooting up Gaddafi, shooting up these platypus, killing one another. What sense does that make? You're plotting to hurt one another. You're plotting to kill one another. Because, when you kill someone, that's somebody's father,
hmm
brother,
hmm
sister, you know,
Absolutely.
son. When you do that, do you know how much pain and hurt you cause?
Every day we're living in World War 65 in New York City right now, so that's a whole
You
nother
know how much
topic.
pain you cause when you do that?
I
So
don't think they think, they're not thinking about the
why,
pain.
why would you want to cause so much pain to people who are hardworking, waking up every morning to go make a living, to be productive? Come on, think about that.
I
What
know.
is so special about that?
Right.
What is so special about a group of people who are being destructive? You know, why should I celebrate them? Why should I even talk about them?
I
You
know.
understand what? So it's a whole bunch of stuff.
It's a whole lot, but when you do your part, you are changing the way we're looking at life and you're opening up the eyes of our community. We have other comments coming in. And while I'm looking for these other comments to share, tell us where people can find you. Oh, look at my friends are here. Real quick, Jamie Roberts is in the building. He is a comedian. I have to get him interviewed very soon. Him and his wife are outstanding leaders, upstanding leaders in our community. They are a couple that you need to know. We have to do some kind of gap. You know what I just thought about? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We need to have a networking event with the creatives and the influencers in our community.
We can
Black,
do that. Listen, we definitely put that together.
we should put that together because as I just saw Jamie Roberts, I was just going to send a message to him and his wife to literally say, join us now. And Jamie Roberts is actually here commenting. So that makes me feel really freaking good. He's such a funny guy, but they're business owners. They own the only, listen to this, in Harlem in 2022, we have only one comedy spot owned by Black people in Harlem in 2022, and it's owned by Nikki Sunshine and Jamie Roberts. So we got to get them together with you for sure. And my good friend Jermaine Rainey is here watching and sharing great comments. Hello, Anaya, and so true. So he's definitely agreeing with us. And Lady C says that our society needs to go back to talking first instead of using the guns. Absolutely, positively. We saw.
It wasn't like this when I was growing up, but now it's pretty much out of hand. You have, young junior high school kids, doing so many negative stuff, so many bad stuff. How could you be in junior high school? You're already part of different set or different gangs. Come on. We got kids that are 12, 13 years old, man.
I know.
The main focus should be, growing up, enjoying life, having fun, being kids. Not in games, they're doing all these different things, and every now and then you hear something crazy on the news. Somebody got killed.
Every day.
Somebody arrested, this and that. It's not needed, especially in our community where there's a lack of resource and there's a lack of leadership.
Yeah.
We can't make the problem any worse than it is,
I know. And that's why we need people like yourself, like Jamie Roberts, like Nikki Sunshine. Oh, Jewel Shears, awesome interview. Thank you so much. I'm feeling so much love from the community. Francois Alexis is here. So is Mama Verlene. And Lady C, going back to Lady C, says, indeed, you are. Love my Haitian brothers and sisters. We are great achievers. Amen and amen. And this is why these conversations are so important to me as a talk show host. As many people know, but some people don't know, I did 5 years on the Dr. Oz show. And one of the things that I learned on Dr. Oz is although they welcome every nationality to be on the platform, the person that leads the show is Dr. Oz and his producers. So at the end of the day, whatever they choose as content, that is what's going to be aired, right? And we need platforms like this one. So, and we need to support each other. So when my friend, my leader, my mentor here was like watching and seeing what I was working on, and I'm seeing what he's working on, we started collabing, right, DJ Scripz? We started collabing for over a year. And however I can continue to support you and promote whatever you're doing, let me know. Tell us real quick before we lose our audience, where can people find you? That's so important because I want people to buy your gear, support your movies. I'm in the influence, guys. Whoop whoop. We're gonna have it out soon. Where can people find you, DJ Scripz?
Well, first, my film is on vhx.com, which combined with Vimeo.
Okay.
Do is type in the Haitian Polo documentary, and it will come up. I'm all over social media. I'm on Instagram as Script TV, Script SC or IPC _TV. I'm on Instagram also as Dr. Romulus, DR _ROMELUS. I'm on Facebook. I'm all over Facebook as Junior Script Rome.
Mm-hmm.
I have many groups, the Influence Group, Script TV Group, and I just created the Legal Duke Pusher Group page to promote my fashion line.
I love it. And that is, oh my God, your colors are fantastic. And one of the people I want to, those colors are fire with that whole, oh my God, we have to support. So we're going to put out all your information on our social media platform. And again, I want to say thank you because you really, shared that your documentary, which I'm a part of, The Influence, will be out soon. When can people look out for The Influence?
Well, I don't have a set date, but every now and then me and the director, editor, we're looking at probably 3, 4 months from now.
Okay,
The
okay.
most exciting part about it is I'm going to be the narrator, so I can't wait for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh my
Can't wait
God.
for that.
And with that voice, that DJ voice, it should be very interesting.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, recently I was going through, I'm on my Facebook page, and I bumped into this lady. Her name is Yannick H.N.
Okay.
Yannick H.N. Yeah, Yannick H.N. is a vocalist who started a music career during the 70s, and she eventually, I think, in 1982,
Uh-huh.
she got with this rock band called Roxy Music.
Oh.
And she was part of the production of this hit record called Avalon. And this Haitian lady, mind you, 1980, she she did very well. As a matter of fact, her son recently won a Grammy.
I saw that. I was like, that name sounds so familiar. So you know Yannick
That's
Etienne.
that's monumental. This is the whole um that's the testimony of the influence. Basically, Haitian Americans, their influence on American culture
Mm.
and vice versa. Most importantly, their contribution to the American family. There are so many. There are so many.
So
There are
many.
so many. Um, so it's our job to highlight these things and make sure these things are cemented into
Absolutely.
American family. Because she's Haitian. Usually, when they doing documentaries on her, they're doing stuff on her. It's usually in Creole or French.
Correct.
It's in all languages. So the FBA, because there's always a discussion, FBA this, FBA that. There's nothing wrong with that. For them to understand our purpose and our contribution to this country,
Mm.
to the infrastructure, to the construction of this whole country that makes it what it is, that makes it great. So this is a cesspool of immigrants.
Yes, it
Every
is.
immigrant, plays a pivotal role in this country, and
Absolutely.
our pivotal roles must be highlighted to make sure we get our credit.
Absolutely. And I wanted to say, I don't watch the Grammys, but this year I watched a little bit of what happened with the chaos, but whatever, that's for another time. And I just kept seeing this young Haitian boy, young man, or what have you, getting this major award, and then his mom's name was splattered everywhere. And I still have to look into the whole thing because I don't watch much TV. I'm always busy. I'm a creative, so I don't have time to watch a lot of TV. But I was just so impressed and blessed to know that we have our people in these spaces. But truth be told, we've had our people in certain spaces for umpteen years, and that's why it hurts a whole lot when we're treated so poorly versus other communities. And that's another story because I'm an activist, and you guys may have seen me getting arrested on the Brooklyn Bridge and fighting, and hoping that Biden would do better by us and things like that. However, we'll talk about those things at another time. But I wanted to emphasize that I thank you for sharing that with us here because you obviously know these great people. And I hope to meet them and thank them too. I heard Yannick has been
One thing
producing
with
for
Yannick,
years.
she passed away. She recently passed away. I think April something.
She
So
passed away.
she passed away of cancer.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh
And
my
she
God.
passed away. Yeah.
Oh,
But her legacy lived on. Her
yes.
son won a Grammy. I mean, that's just the way life is. Life is a cycle. It's gonna
And
keep on
she's
going.
shining down and she's smiling down at her son for sure because
Absolutely.
that was, I mean, all Haitian people, all Haitian platforms shared it and we're talking about it. And I was just like, what's going on? I have to follow up, but you and I can talk about that more. But I
Yep.
thank God. I thank God for our creatives in those spaces and doing what they're doing because they give us more acknowledgement no matter how the government is treating our Haitian people. Hello, Sister Robin. We have so many great people that are watching tonight that I haven't heard from in a while. So I'm so happy. It's like a reunion with DJ Scripz being the main focus. He's a creative designer. He's a producer. He created the Haitian Polo documentary. You may have heard him on Hot 97 being interviewed a number of times for his work. And we have the two different lines of clothing. I Feel Rich, okay, that he's rocking right now. Go to my Facebook page right now. You can see our live show right now. And then he also has, drumroll please, the Legal Dope Pusher as another line of clothing, and The Influence, which is another documentary that's going to be coming out, which your girl Anaya A is a part of. I never said anything because I wasn't sure as far as the date was concerned when it would be airing, but I think we should definitely do like some kind of premiere, movie premiere thing when it finally comes out.
There's so many things you can do.
Yes, I'm here for it, DJ Scripz. DJ, how can you encourage the people to never give up? That's what I really want people to know tonight, because you've had so many bumps in the road. Like I said, you came to America at 5 years old, could barely speak a lick of English. Look at you today, pharmacist by day, creative designer, producer, movie star by night. How can you motivate the people to never, ever give up?
Well, to me, this is my thing. It just has to be in you. You just have to be weird. Because the thing is, when you're in a space in your head, people see you as a weird person.
I love it.
It's just, you have to accept yourself. Once you accept yourself, that goes with yourself, you have to be passionate. Like me, I'm passionate about fashion. I'm passionate about creating. I'm passionate about putting my stuff out there. I'm passionate about leaving a legacy. I'm passionate about having my own. So once you have this kind of things, I'm passionate about getting results and being a human being and creating ways to be successful for myself. I'm passionate about being independent. You see, once you have these attributes, these sentiments inside of you, you don't want to give up.
Yes.
You continuously want to keep working and working and working and working.
Working and working. That's the main key. Never giving up and continuing to work no matter what. And again, not everybody may like your creative. Hi.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, beautiful. Is that your beautiful daughter?
Absolutely.
I see her modeling your gear on social media. Hi.
Hi.
Congratulations, model.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, so sweet. So you have a legacy to live for and to leave behind, and I think that's also an additional push. When people have children and when people have a legacy they have to live for and leave behind, and they remember that their children are coming next, I think that also adds to it. What do you say?
Absolutely. Once you have kids, it's a different ballgame.
Absolutely.
Kids, it's a different ball game. It's a different level of responsibility. It's a different level of parenting. It's a different level of being a man and a woman, because you're not responsible for yourself anymore. You're responsible for someone else's life.
Yes.
We're all humans. Not perfect. I'm not perfect. However, you have to give your best. And you have to be honest with being a father and being a mother. Like I said, I'm not the best father in the world, but I try to be one of the fathers that work very hard to make sure that, as a matter of fact, it's very simple. What my father did for me, that's what I have to amplify and do for my kids. Because if it wasn't for my father, who worked very hard, my mother, to make me who I am today, to make sure I had the proper guidance, I probably wouldn't be here. So I have to contribute the same to my kids. My father's parents did not forsake me, so I cannot forsake my kids.
Absolutely.
So I have to make sure I continue that legacy, and I make sure they follow the same guidelines and just become great human beings and productive human beings.
That's it. And I know you have to go because you have had a long day, and I know probably your daughter's like, you have to eat something, Dad. So how is the soup Did your mom make you another pot of soup recently? Bouillon?
Actually, my mom is in Miami right
Oh, is she? Okay, because I read your comments and your messages and I'm laughing because that's how the Haitian elders they do it. And then especially if you get into an argument with them, they don't even say sorry. They just make you some bouillon or like some griot and they make you some jus collé. And that is how they apologize. So I just had to
now.
ask.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, my mom, she enjoyed cooking. She's
Yes.
a great cook.
And she's a beautiful sister. I've seen her pictures online. Beautiful,
Well,
beautiful
yeah, yeah,
woman.
yeah. She's as a matter of fact, I learned high fashion from my mom,
Oh,
and I learned it subconsciously. Like, I mean, I learned it unconsciously
right.
because I was just thinking about that coming from work. I'm like, damn, my mom used to go shopping every weekend. Like,
Wow.
she would walk around the house with like 10 chains on and five bracelets, and all her fingers have mad rings in it.
That's
So she,
all of them. All of our Haitian people. I swear, my mom, my dad, and
yeah,
and look, I'm all into like the faux jewelry thing because I lose stuff all the time, and my parents would never put on anything fake to this day. So they
yeah,
all walked
my,
around.
my mother probably still is, was extremely passionate about gold chain, gold bracelets, and
Yep.
rings, and she had a swag to it too. The swag was immaculate. So, and then I'm looking at myself like, wait a minute. Okay, nobody taught me this. This thing was already in my DNA.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Not only was it already in my DNA, it got reinforced it because my mother used to do photo shoots in the house every other weekend.
I love it.
She would, she would just hire a photographer and she'd take pictures.
Oh,
And
literally.
guess what?
Oh, wow,
Literally,
literally.
just out of it's no special thing going on. She just had so much clothes. She had so much clothes and so much jewelry, and I'm just like her, just probably worse than her
Yo,
because
your
my mother
swag
do.
Your swag is out of control. Look at this guy tonight. For those that are watching live, he got on the leather. He has everything top notch tonight. And then of course, I love when men, when you do that, you have like the jacket, it's open, and then you have the words popping through on the shirt or the sweatshirt or what have you. And that is so attractive and appealing to the eye because people want to know what's the rest of that, right? And so we know.
Absolutely.
We know what it is, but I'm pretty sure people come up to you and ask you, "Can you open up your jacket a little bit?"
Yeah, I mean, I got I got a couple of people. It's just, being a producer, being a creative. I'll be honest, it's not easy
No.
because you got to maintain that frame of mind. And then on top of that, you have to understand how to scale your business,
Yes.
and you have the right people with you to allow you to scale it to the right level. And energy is very real. So when you deal with people, y'all gotta have a chemistry. If there's not a chemistry, it's not gonna work because
Yes.
everybody have a particular agenda. Everybody wanna gain something.
Yes,
But
sir.
when the chemistry is right, the spirit is right, you're gaining together. You know what I'm saying? And if you win, I win.
Yep.
And if you win, or if I win, you happy for me and keep it going. But it's very hard. Human nature is a little bit tricky. So you have to understand that in order for you to be successful.
Absolutely. And we have our last comments coming in. Laugh Out Loud says King Willie Will. And then we have our sister Lady C. That's why we have the real 18 karat golds. That's right, Lady C. My Haitian mother will never put on no 10 karat. What's that? What's 12 karat? Nothing.
And
14, 18, 24 karat gold. Literally.
and
Literally.
it's so crazy. I'm looking at all these artists, these rappers. I'm like, my mom was doing this thing in 1983. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? My mom was
they
doing this
they
in
just getting
1983.
hip. They just getting hip to the game. We've been
You
on
know what I'm
it.
saying? Like, my mom was, my mom had mad jewelry. A lot of jewelry. And that's
Same.
what she looked for.
That
During the weekends, on Saturdays, she would go to Canal Street,
yes, yes.
go to those stores, and she would buy gold, man.
That's
And she don't go, and she would buy cheap gold. It's not 14 carat, she would get the 24 carat.
absolutely
The heavy stuff. You see
heavy
what I'm saying?
stuff.
Yeah.
We all grew up pretty much the same. It doesn't matter what part of Haiti you're from. We all have the same similar backgrounds, and I'm so appreciative that we found each other, my brother, and we are doing what we're doing. Again, look out for DJ Scripz. This brother is on the move. He is constantly creating. He's never stopping. And one thing I respect the most is you literally take your creativity to a business platform. You make it make sense, you make it make them dollars, and you never stop. And then you're open. So you share ideas, you're constantly influencing others, and you're very down to earth. Oh my God, we're gonna have to do a part two of this interview. I know you're probably getting restless because there's other things that I wanted to share. Last but not least, you have a line of liquor as well, sir. You have liquor. You have
my family, the creativity doesn't stop.
Never. I just remembered that because I was supposed to have some of that wine. Don't worry, I'll be there soon, and I need to just spend the day.
Shout out to Eclectic Wine and Liquor.
Okay.
Eclectic Liquor, located on it's on Fulton Street between Bedford and Nostrand.
Okay.
So it's right there. It's not far. I think it's 1238 if I'm not mistaken. But it's right there on Fulton and between Rogers and Bedford. It's a family-owned, family-operated liquor store. So you just see the ideas. They're making sense, and then you execute it. That's pretty much it.
That's it. You keep trying. You keep trying, and you keep going forward. So, guys, we have a major success story right here. Yes, so true, says Jermaine Rainey. And he also says, keep up the good work, DJ. That's coming directly from my partner, one of my business partners, Jermaine Rainey. We're going to be doing a lot of great things together very soon. Uptown, we're uptown, you're downtown. Hopefully we can have a major event with the creatives and the like-minded people very soon. Let's make it happen, sir. You already know. Well, DJ.
As a matter of fact, May 1st is my first pop-up shop. It's going to be in location.
Oh, can you send me that information and flyer, and I can definitely spread the word for you?
Yeah, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you as soon as I get off of here.
Perfect. Myself and assistant, we will make sure we get the word out there.
My first pop-up shop. You come out and support. I'm going to send it to you. You can bring your setup. You can do a live interview. You can be a media. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Look at that. I just got a great opportunity. We're going, Alexis. It's going to be in Brooklyn for sure.
You're going to get to see the liquor store as well.
Oh, look at God. We're there with our setup, with our business cards, and we're going to promote the hell out of this before May 1st. So you heard it live here first on the NIA show. We will be at a pop-up shop on May 1st. What time, DJ?
It's from 12 to 8. It's the legal dope push pop-up shop fashion show.
Oh, really?
The thing is, I was always into fashion.
Yes.
Haitian parents don't care about no fashion, no DJ, none of that.
None of that.
Go to school.
Yeah.
Go to school, become a doctor, a nurse, professor, accountant, engineer, lawyer. That's what they want you to go to school for. So I did that.
Yes, you did.
I'm being defiant of that. I mean, these are great careers to have, but not everybody was cut out to be a lawyer. Not everybody cut out to be a doctor. Not everybody cut out to be a pharmacist. Some people are cut out to be who they are. They're cut out to be, designers, stylists, vocalists. That's what their heart wants. You understand what I mean?
Yep.
Because of the way, and I understand why they do that is more so to protect you and to make you, because they want things that's definite.
Mm-hmm.
To be a fashion designer, it's not easy. You're gonna go through a lot.
A lot.
To be a stylist is not easy. You're gonna go through a lot before you make your name in the industry. So in their mind, I don't just do something. You can go to work and make money.
Absolutely.
But when you're a DJ, and I'm speaking from experience, when you're a DJ, a fashion designer, a stylist, you don't make money right away. You gotta have an impact. If you're lucky, you might meet someone and you start making some dollars, but you don't make thousands and millions of dollars right away.
Yes.
It's a gradual thing where you build your name, you build your brand, and you have to remain consistent. Many people don't get a chance to get to that plateau.
That's it.
Level.
Yes.
So Haitian parents, they don't want to risk it.
Yes,
They want, they're very protective. So I don't have time for the nonsense. There's no money in that.
that's
Get your
it.
butt in school.
Get your
That's
butt
it.
in school. Get a
Well,
career.
absolutely. Because once you got a career in their mind, that's definitely. You're definitely going to start with 60, 70, $80,000. You're going to be able to move the hell out the house or
That's
help with
it.
the house and stuff like that. So there's a logic to it. There's a psychological, conscious logic to why they behave the way they behave, or to why they want you to be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, or a pharmacist or a nurse. They want you to be productive and be able to help yourself and help them. So if you're a
Absolutely.
fashion designer, you're not making no money right away. Your clothes is not selling. Your stylist, your ideas are not selling. How are you gonna be able to help them? You're gonna be stagnated in the house and not be able to pay bills. And one thing that get people aggravated is not being able to pay bills.
That part. We literally create independent soldiers. And you know what? You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly why they do it. And when I figured that out, after I went through schooling and did what I did, I understood it as well. And I gave my parents my diploma. Everything I've done was to please them because as a Haitian young woman, as you all know who's a Haitian out there, you don't live for yourself anyway because they reinforce how they struggled with you, right, DJ? How they
Absolutely.
struggled, how giving birth to you was a pain. Me pesque mourir. Oh my God, Jesse. Oh, I mean, the drama is so real for Haitian parents, and that's why we make great actors and creative designers because we get right into it because they have taught us. They have taught us so much, and that's their everyday living. My sister, Lady C, says, "Come down to South Florida." DJ, I have over 500,000 connections within my social media. So I will be pushing your line throughout the South Florida communities, Atlanta, London, and I'm just all over in LA and all these different places.
You,
So
you put me in contact with her. We keep it going.
we'll keep it going. We have to. And then I
The
use,
key,
mhm.
the key to anything, whether you go to school, whether you're a fashion designer, whatever it is, whatever creative you are, whatever art form you're involved in, is consistency.
Absolutely.
Consistency. Even if you're not in the mood, you got to be consistent.
You have to keep going, honey. So, Lady C, hit me up, inbox me, and I will make sure we connect with you and you are on the team. If you're in South Florida, I have my base in South Florida on the Treasure Coast, Miami, and in West Palm Beach. However, we need more eyes and ears on deck as we travel around and do our thing because I'll be there on May 1st. But I also, like I already shared and expressed to my brother here, like whatever you need from your girl Anaya A, because from day one, it's been nothing but
Yeah, I'm
love.
gonna say the flyer immediately. Do what you got to do. Let's make it happen. So you got a table. Ayana A, come through media. Do what you do.
You know it. And are we gonna have music and things like that?
Definitely.
Good. I'm excited. I'm gonna be putting it out and I'm gonna blast it out for you. Yes, and Lady C is gonna definitely inbox me so we can stay in touch. She's in South Florida. And we have my assistant who's here live, Alexis, aka Miss Purple Dimples, aka Miss Wet Sushi. I love putting all her names out there. She'll be there with us as well on May 1st. And I can't wait for us to do more collaborations for sure. Yes, honey.
Nope. We
And
got so many things going on. We'll keep you posted.
absolutely, you better, sir. Well, for everyone that's watching on social media, we our numbers have gone up. I'm so excited. As you heard here first, we have the influence that's coming out. I'm a part of that project. I never wanted to say anything because I wasn't 100% sure when that project was going to be launching. But as you heard from DJ Scripz himself, it will be coming out soon. We also will be with DJ Scripz on May 1st. Look out for us and our backdrop. You can get an interview with Anaya A live on social media. And we should have our camera out there. We have some new equipment that we'll be utilizing. So we're gonna learn that equipment and try to do what we have to do before that day. And then anything we can do to push the DJs line. And then for those that are watching, we also are advertising for businesses throughout New York, wherever you are. Reach out to the Anaya A Show, DM me wherever you're watching, or email us theanayaashow@gmail.com as we're launching more platforms because what we're doing is we're creating a way to bring different creatives and different entrepreneurs and business owners together. And what we've started is collecting information, data, who looks good together, what companies can go together, how can we have more events, even if it's virtual, so that companies can learn each other's brands and we can do that connection, and then you all can do business with each other, because we want to keep that black dollar in the black community. If we don't keep it in the community with each other, then it continuously goes out and we're continually begging others. But as you can see from this brother here, he's a DJ, he's a movie producer, he's a fashion line producer, he's a designer, and a doctor. And if he can do it, I think anybody can do it.
Said anything you put your mind to. The key thing is you. You know, you stay focused and do it. One thing I learned, you know, in my journey, you just gotta align yourself with the right people and stay positive and remain consistent.
Anything is possible.
Generate ideas, get with the right people, get with people that push you, that have a similar agenda with you, that you know that have feelings for you, then you have feelings for them. You want to see them succeed. They want to see you succeed. Now the key thing is you don't have to have 1,000 people or 20 people. It could be the two of you,
yes,
or three of you, and the less people, the better, because the concentration is gonna be better. Talking too many people will cause too many ideas and too many different energy, too many because energy, bad energy disrupt things.
Yes.
Bad energy prevent things from building. So you don't need that. You need people with understanding because we are human beings. At the end of the day, I may wake up on the wrong side of the bed and do something that is not right, but with the proper communication and understanding, things could get back in alignment and we move forward. You don't want to deal with people with lack of understanding and, you know, always bumping heads. You don't want that.
Not at all.
As a businessman, because in business, there's always going to be a dilemma. Whether you did not send the money for the insurance, whether you forgot to get the inventory, whether you forgot to talk to Mr. Johnson, that's going to be a problem. Or the landlord can't buy, you know, there's going to be a problem. But with the proper communication and coming together, things will always get fixed. It could always get fixed and, you know, make it better.
Absolutely. And we have people, Mr. Le People, all the way from the Dominican Republic, who's saying hello. Aló, bonsoir, buenos noches, ¿cómo está mi amigo, mi padre, mi vecino, todo? Listen, I love you guys so much. I think we nailed every nail on the head tonight. I think we covered everything we had to cover and some, because you really left some jewels and you dropped some real jewels for the people. And I know you are going to be busy for the rest of the night creating more things, as you always do. And I'm so, so, so proud of you. And I thank you. I thank you for being you. If you haven't heard it today, you're hearing it. Oh my God, I might get emotional. You know, I'm a nerd. It means so much to me that you keep following your dreams and you've never given up.
That's a good thing. Keep following your dream, man. Never. You know, people are going to come to you. People might say, you're a pharmacist. Why do you want to do that? Well, that's my dream. It's not your dream.
It's not your dream. I love it.
Yes, I am a pharmacist. I accomplished that.
Woo!
Yes. I want to follow my dream. I want to follow my passion. And people are going to say you weird or you have polies and crazy. It's okay.
It's okay.
The more they call you crazy, the better. Yes. Because it takes a crazy person to change this world. You have to be at your damn mind to want to change this world.
And to follow your dreams.
Absolutely.
That part. DJ, we love you. We honor you. We are proud of you. And we thank you. We really thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see you around. Send me the recording.
Of course. And send me the flyer. Send me the flyer.
Peace and love.
Send the flyer for May 1st. Send the flyer.
Send it right now.
Perfect.
Send it right now. Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love.
Have a great day.
Good night. All right, guys. We did it. We did it. We did it with the one and only DJ Scripz. You heard it live here on the Anaya A Show. And we will make sure we keep you informed. We'll post that flyer. And we will make sure you know what's going on with this brother as he continues to create and he continues to lead the way in our communities. Stay tuned for our next show, which will be this Friday live. Oh, And King Willie says he agrees with the DJ. All right, guys, we'll make sure we'll keep you informed. And don't forget, come out on May 1st. We'll send you those details very soon. Good night,
Let's
everybody.
do it.
Let's do it. Good night.
Recording stuff.
All right, guys, we did it. We did it. Let me just play this last little bit of my song for you guys. I'm so excited and so happy that we made it happen tonight live. We made it happen. And at the end of the day, like he says, follow your dreams. Y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Good night, King Willie. Good night, everybody. Y'all, please stand by and call me in just a few minutes after the song goes off air. The people want to talk. I love when they call right away. Good night, you two. That was. I know you had a call. Everything okay? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Woo! I'm gonna call you right back.